Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of GETI Live Talk series. I'm your host, Aurora, and back again with another amazing session on this forum of Global Education and Training Institute. Well, as you all know, this Live Talk forum is an initiative by Global Education and Training Institute under Dr. Sunita Gandhi with the sole vision to transform education by sharing ideas for change. And we at Getty are committed to teachers' training and professional development to facilitate learning, teaching, and sharing wonderful ideas. And this unique global movement, hashtag disruptive education movement, is to bring education leaders from around the globe to come and discuss. And today we have with us our esteemed guest, Miss Nasreen Fatima, who is presently working as a principal, secretary, and correspondent at New Rosary Nursery, KG, and High School. And she's a secretary at Nation Builders Academy and junior secretary at Telangana Science Fair Academy, general secretary. Well, Ma'am Nasreen has conducted many workshops and she has completed her 2-year program in teachers training and management skills by Center for Better Teachers. And if I talk about her achievements, I would like to share a few of them from a long list I have. She received the Rotary Club Award for consistent efforts in promoting girls' child education and acknowledging the importance of women education that has the ability to empower family, society, community, nation, and the world. Well, she also was rewarded as dynamic woman writing new chapter to bring change in the world by Sheikh Faith Mandal Private Recognized School Management Association and India School Leadership Award for she was awarded by India School Leadership for completing her fellowship program with distinction. And these are few, as I said, just to name a few from a very long list, as we have with us Mr. Sreen Fatima today on this forum. And she will be talking on the topic that says building positive working relationships. Well, that's important and sounds interesting. So, without much ado, I would request ma'am to please take over the session. And once again, a very warm welcome on this forum. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Preena, and Getty for the opportunity. And I really love the idea, the way Getty is collecting information from all walks of life, from the educationists and the people associated with education, and especially to collect different ideas and sharing ideas and building upon it. And I think this pandemic has given us an opportunity. Otherwise, even for us, it was very difficult to find time to get. So now we have become multitasking and are able to, share most of our problems with that. So most of the time, what's happening is now in Telangana, especially when the schools are reopening, people talk about, when we have a questionnaire and we discuss with the teachers or the stakeholders of the schools, either parents or somebody. So when they say that, what is the obvious factor that you feel, you are anticipating when the schools reopen? So everybody talks about children would be slow in writing. They may have problems interacting, social interactions, health issues are the one concern. But nobody talks about the mental wellness of this. What are the big, because this pandemic all of a sudden has changed everyone's life. All the stakeholders are under some behavioral factors issues. So what should be the first factor that has to be considered when the school reopens? So I would like to share my PPT on this behavior of social interactions, behavior, and well-being, the importance of building relationships within the stakeholders and its importance. So Prerna, I think I can share my screen. Yeah. So I would be focusing building working relationships on a larger area with all the stakeholders, where we could talk about teachers, teacher-principal relationship, management-principal relationship, student-teacher relationship, as well, parent relationship with all this, each and everybody, community. And there are so many people who are associated when you have when you run a community institution. So then, but my focus, we cannot elaborate on all the relationships. My focus would be especially on the very important stakeholder, that is the teacher and the student relation. If you look at Aristotle has long back mentioned its importance of self-discovery. Until and unless you don't understand yourself, it's very difficult to understand. Intrapersonal relationships are very important. You have to have harmony and peace within yourself to have good relationships with others. So the how often do we give opportunity to the students for this self-discovery? It is very important that your students get exposure to the variety of activities that could help them discover themselves. I have even talked about last time about connecting and relating your career paths and careers with your interest and potential. So that is possible only after the self-discovery. If you're able to, you must spend time with yourself. It is very important. Yeah, if you look at the school routines, average person, either a student, you talk about teacher or a parent, who all are associated with an institution, they spend their average time in the workplace. So it is very important that they need to have a relationship. Individuals within an organization, they should feel comfortable to connect with each other, support each other. And peer coaching, peer learning, I always advocate for it. This is one of the very important strategy where, you compete. Sharing helps you in gaining knowledge. But most of the time it has been like competitions have taken over, where we feel that hiding something, or somebody had to score more or better to succeed. So you may succeed for some to some extent. Not, you may not lead far away as long as you are not emotionally and socially developed. So there are quite a lot of hazards after the, psychosocial hazards, because we are not meeting physically, but we are trying our level best to communicate with the students, and they should not stop. The education should not stop. We have got connected with them online, but then there are certain related cultural and institutional issues and interpersonal issues that if it is lacked, if the policies and the practices are not child-centered, if we are not with the child-centered approach, then there are dangers like, psychological dangers of these students, these products who are coming up with the various different personalities they may grow up. These 2 years of, we have already lost almost 18 months. And then we don't know how far this pandemic will take us, but we need to have a strong policy and approaches where we could look into this mental well-being of all the stakeholders. We may face, the danger is we may face these type of students fear in admitting their mistakes. They may be blaming others for their failures, and they are less likely to share their problems, and this would definitely affect their common knowledge. So knowledge, though you have got a vast and variety ocean of information available on the net right now, but how is it getting transmitted through your neurons, your experiences, and the knowledge you're going to get and apply it into this world has to be safeguarded. And then, a psychologically safe child would always feel comfort in admitting his mistakes, and will always learn out of their failures, and they're open to everyone, share their problems, would try to come out of it. and then they will have better innovative skills and decision making skills. Now 21st century skills with new NEP has come up. Thank God NEP has come up during this pandemic. There are so many positive things that has been happening because we have realized the importance of innovation, science, technology, design thinking, decision making, creativity over rote learning methodology. So to have all these aspects develop in a child, it is very important that they develop in a psychologically safe environment. So once the school reopen after the pandemic, are we prepared? And how are we going to prepare ourselves to provide this safe environment for our students? And of course, these psychological hazards are the main cause for the biological hazards also. We generally find the students who are scared, who do not maintain good relationship with the teacher or the school, often have the problems. They often fall sick, they avoid, they give excuses, and there are so many issues that we face, and the child has come, most of the time they either become dropout or they don't stop liking education because they are not receiving what they are supposed to be or anything of their interest in the schools. So the key, this positive social relationship among the stakeholders are the key to success, because a child needs the support from all the sides, not only from the teachers, parents, principal of the school, management, from all sides. And then, now with this pandemic, they may even need support from the medical sides and all the professionals in the society with their skill development, community help. They need these students because they are the resources of India, of the future India. Make in India has to, if we have to realize, make in India come true, this dream of ours has to be realized. We have to see that how are we protecting, how are we making sure that these minds are free and are free to fight all these future aspects of it. Thus, every stakeholders, whether the institutions, they can flounder or flourish largely depending on the quality of the social relationships they possess. We see most of them, can we have if you can just give an activity to the children and see what do they do. You give them a balloon activity. Are they tying up that balloon together? Are they trying to see that whether all our balloons can, reach how high, to what height can our balloons together can reach, then seeing that how is each one of them keeps struggling to succeed and go, like I just have given you this floundering fish pond picture here to show how our brain is being drained from India. The brain is drained out of India because of these problems. We are not looking at a social growth, but a individual growth. Our education system is looking only at the individual growth of the students. And the science behind positive relationship, if we talk about how can we have a happy relationship between a teacher and a student. Psychologists have long identified the desire to feel connected to others as a basic human need, with the interpersonal relationship having significant impact on the mental health behavior, physical health, and the mortality risk. Most of the patients we have seen during this COVID time, most of the mortality deaths were because the COVID patients were not being in interaction with any of the people. In the beginning, when we were not aware how this has to be handled, many of them died out of this because everybody was scared to go near them because they were scared of the disease. So this relationship and is psychologically very important for not only for the physical growth, but overall growth of an individual. If you look at 2011, Gabel and Gosnell has summarized about some interesting myths and facts about the human brain, how it reflects when does an oxytocin, which gives happiness, security, how does a student develops the trustworthiness and security within himself, the response to social contacts? So this powerful hormone, oxytocin, when does it release? It releases when you have got complete trust with your relationships and trust with the stakeholders. A child is free to speak everything to his parents or to the teachers. And how are the teachers using it to make them, groom them, and grow the students? Is the student so comfortable in sharing his problems with the teacher, and is the teacher maintaining this confidentiality? It is important that the teacher maintains the students' confidentiality to make sure that they become helpful, they guide them, they are the guides who could help them. Even if a teacher does not share the problems with the parents also, that relationship between the teacher and student has to be developed. So that is the time, that is a period of time when this oxytocin in a student releases, and that is one of very strong hormone to maintain harmonious and peaceful strength. And then when the relationship between the teacher and the students are characterized by cooperation, trust, fairness, the reward center of the brain is activated, and that encourages future interactions, and it promotes trust, respect, and confidence, believing the best in each other and inspiring each other in their performance. Because we have found that it is completely lost now. Now the parents does not trust the institutions does not trust, and the teacher, a student is not trusting the teacher, because things have become so materialistic and commercialized. So we do not see these fully developed, healthy, psychologically healthy student forming, because these are a very important personality traits that are missing now. And positive social interaction at workplace, it directly affect body psychological process. According to the Hippie and Dutton, positive social interaction serves to bolster psychological resourcefulness, as well as it's cardiovascular health, immune system, neuroendocrine system, and all these are depending upon your hormonal pattern. How healthier is your hormonal pattern? Nowadays we find so many hormonal imbalance problems in our adolescents. They have very short temper, they do not they react back immediately. All this is because this hormonal pattern is not maintained. There are a lot of insecurities, imbalances that we are going to see more after this school reopening post-COVID times. And what are the benefits actually of the social and in a positive social interactions in the school? You are going to play a very special and essential role in the well-being of a student, which in turn becomes positive impact on student engagement. Until and unless we don't have this safe and secure environment for a child, you cannot expect a positive climate in the classroom or positive engagement of the student in the classroom. That's to be expected. And this even lead to the knowledge and productivity spillover from trained and untrained workers. It has to be in collaborative team setting. Yesterday when we were having an interaction with our teachers, one of the teachers come out and she said, now this pandemic, she has learned a lot from the students, because students are very good at technology. The teacher was facing problem when taking Zoom classes, and she was not knowing who was scribbling over the board, and it was her students who helped her to identify it and what has to be done there. So she says that today I am, after the pandemic, she was saying it's not on the teacher's day, where she has confessed. It is not the student who is because of teacher, but this era I have found that I have grown this 18 months and 2 years of period because of my students who have taught me so much about how to go about online learning and teaching. And students are satisfied with the overall quality of the relationship with the teacher, are likely likely to be more attached to the institutions. The teachers must encourage this informal interactions. We have got very good skill development programs by the NEP, where even the Inspire has centrally started, where the students had to start with an idea competition, where when you talk about an idea, we have teachers, students, everybody asking, give us an idea to do that. So why is it not happening? Why is that thought process or thinking is not happening among teachers as well as the students? Because we have never given them the time to think, to talk, to express, to make the class interactive, and how to use all proper questioning skills in the classroom to make this happen and make a curious and innovative student. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I think it's 5:21. I think my time was for 25 minutes, Prina. So I end up here. If you have got any questions, we can have it.
Well, we would love to hear you more, ma'am. You can. You were talking about the student-teacher relationship. I think we can very clearly connect with this. But if at all anybody asks about your favorite teacher in school, who was your favorite teacher in school, I think we quickly recall the ones who were really good with us, or who somehow made us comfortable in the classroom, and they were with us no matter what. I mean, maybe they were the first person who helped us in making making math more making sense to us, or this actually matters a lot. The relationship between student and teacher plays a very crucial role if we talk about the path of child's academic success, or about the social development. And establishing these positive relationship with the teacher helps students to feel more comfortable and safe in the classroom environment. I think we humans, we all want to be happy, whether it's our school, or if we are working in a company or anywhere. It's just that we want happiness around, and that positive environment around, that actually makes us comfortable and confident. So this is very basic. We focus on so many things when it comes to the students and schools and teachers and everything, but somewhere these little things that hold so much importance, we generally forget. So teachers, you can laugh with your kids, you can stay in bias, you can make them comfortable in the classroom so that they can participate in the activities more and more. So that's the goal, I would say, as ma'am beautifully explained how important it is and what role it plays. So changing your attitude, I mean, child's attitude and beliefs about their relationship with the teachers, I think it's the single most important thing we can do to improve the child's education. So I think no such questions to ask, but I think it was very positive having you on this forum again. It's always wonderful having you, ma'am. I think thank you so very much for joining us today again and giving us your time. So yes, thank you. Thanks to the viewers. And don't forget, having a healthy student-teacher relationship is essential to maintain a positive environment in the classroom, and that will make your work easier. If the students are happy, they'll enjoy whatever you are teaching them, whatever you are trying to explain. So yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Prina, and thank you, GETI. Thank you especially Dr. Sunita Gandhi for starting this wonderful platform and making us share our views on this platform. Thank you once again, Prina and Sunita Gandhi and GETI, whole team GETI.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think 24/7 we have GETI Relate, isn't it?
Yes,
so
yes.
it's a platform, right?
Thank you.
So
Pleasure is all ours, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank you again for it. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.